What's good, sports fans? Are you ready to elevate your live entertainment experience? Well, let me introduce you to SeatGeek, an amazing platform that connects you to your favorite events while saving you money. With SeatGeek, you can easily find tickets for sports games, concerts, and so much more, all in one place. The interface is user-friendly, making it simple to browse and compare prices. And one of the best features is the interactive seating chart. You can see exactly where you'll be sitting and how much you'll be spending, ensuring you get the best value for your money. But here's the best part. Check this out. By using my promo code, ChalkItUpSports, you can enjoy a one-time $20 discount on your first SeatGeek order. That's right, $20 off your first SeatGeek order. Imagine catching that thrilling game or concert without breaking the bank. It's a win-win situation. Plus, you'll be a part of a community of fans who eat, sleep, and breathe live events just as much as you do. So what are you waiting for? Click the link in the description to download the SeatGeek app today. And don't forget to use my promo code ChalkItUpSports for a one-time $20 discount on your first SeatGeek order. Get excited. Now let's get back to the show. Yeah. This is your boy, Tone DeShields II. You guys are locked in on a Saturday edition, a Saturday morning edition of Chalk It Up Sports, where no matter if we win or if we lose, we just got to charge it to the game. Always appreciate the love. Always appreciate the support that you guys provide to the show. It means a lot to me. It goes a long way. Can't take it for granted, man. So many of you guys have smashed that like button. You guys have been subscribing. You guys have been sharing the content. You've been commenting, staying active in the live chat. You've participated in the giveaways. You've bought merchandise. You've invested in the channel via super chats and super stickers and super thanks, right? You guys have just been giving me so much energy, so much life in this content game, and I wouldn't be here without you guys. So I appreciate you guys. Let's keep that energy up. Make sure you smash that like button. And of course, I appreciate all of my people, all of my supporters who necessarily can't watch the show live, right? Maybe you're running some errands, maybe you missed it, maybe you didn't get that notification, right? But regardless, I appreciate all of you who come back and who can't watch it live and double back, show love. You guys comment, you guys stay active. That goes a long way with me, man. My people who watch live, my people who can watch it live, my people who watch it on Apple Podcasts or listen on Apple Podcasts, those of you who listen and watch on Spotify, man, oh man, I really do appreciate you guys. The show is growing and it's growing fast, and just make sure you guys are on the right side of history. So let me do some quick shout outs, man. Shout out to my guy S Blunt in the building. Warv, what's going on, big dog? Deny Prince, Ace Boogie. Welcome to the show, y'all. I really do appreciate y'all. And everybody else that's in the live stream, right? Maybe you're not commenting. Maybe you're just hanging out, chilling, catching the vibe. Goes a long way with me, man, nonetheless. Just make sure you hit that like button before you get too comfortable. Make sure that like button is already taken care of, right? And also, if you guys missed the promo at the beginning, we are sponsored by SeatGeek now, right? If you guys are unfamiliar with SeatGeek, SeatGeek is one of the leading apps, one of the leading platforms in terms of purchasing live event tickets. That's for sporting events and music events and festivals, whatever it may be, right? Make sure you guys download the SeatGeek app today. They're blessing a lot of people, and they gave me a promo code to give to you guys, right? The promo code is Chalk It Up Sports, and you'll be able to get $20 off your very first order with them. A one-time promo code, Chalk It Up Sports. You'll be able to get $20 off your first order. So whatever the total order of that purchase is, right? If it's $100, $150, whatever it may be, you're getting $20 off if you use the Chalk It Up Sports promo code. And that only pertains to first-time users, first-time buyers, okay? So I really do appreciate you guys. Make sure you guys lock in on that. Trying to make sure I give you guys as many offers as I can. And I want to take care of you guys. So again, shout out to you guys, S. Blunt, Warv, Ace Boogie, The Nye Prince, Joshua Mullins. Thank y'all so much. It means a long way, or means a lot to me, and it goes a long way. Excuse me. All right. Now that we've got the pleasantries out of the way, it's 24 hours until game day. 24 hours until your Philadelphia Eagles basically kick off and face the New Orleans Saints in the Superdome or whatever they call it, the Mega Dome, whatever they call it, right? It's going to be a tough game. It's going to be a tough game. Let's make that very clear. I know some people are strangely optimistic about this game. I know some people are just not optimistic at all. They're very pessimistic, and they're trying to tread lightly with their expectations. I like to exist in that middle ground, right? I'm definitely treading light with my expectations in this game because of the obvious reasons, the Eagles defense, and we're going to talk about that more. And obviously the New Orleans Saints, they've been red hot over the past couple weeks, but it's still very early. It's only been 2 weeks in the season. You have to be careful about who you jump out the window and crown, right? And also you got to be careful about who you jump out the window and just write off. And I feel like a lot of people have written off the Philadelphia Eagles after that debacle against the Atlanta Falcons. And where's my phone at? Heard to go off. Excuse me, you guys. Sorry about that. But you got to be careful. You got to be careful about how you write off a team like the Philadelphia Eagles, right? And I understand completely why people have written up this team. But the reality is it's early. It's only been 2 weeks. You got to be careful about who you crown and who you don't. You got to. But as of right now, the Philadelphia Eagles are facing the New Orleans Saints as they presently are. And I think this is a game that's going to come down to the wire if the Philadelphia Eagles allow it to. I'll be frank, right? I look at the Saints offense right now and what they do well, and I look at what the Philadelphia Eagles don't do well right now, and it's a recipe for disaster. That's the facts. But any given Sunday, anything can happen, right? There's so many things that go into a football game, decision-making and turnovers and so on and so forth. There's so much that can happen in this football game. I'm not going to write off the Philadelphia Eagles just yet, but it is going to be a tough game. I'll say that for a fact. Matt B says both DTs are out of shape because of no real training camp and no preseason. We should be willing to wait until after the bye and not be shocked if they start going off from there. It's possible. It's very possible, right? Here's the thing, though. You want to start off strong regardless. You want to start off strong. You want to at least go into the bye week, 3-1? Because I think the Eagles' bye week is in week 5, right? Let me double check that. I think their bye week is week 5. Yes. So at the very least, you want to go into the bye week 3-1. That's a good position to be in, 3-1. But if you go into the bye week 2-2, I'm not going to lose my mind. But at the same time, you want to be above 500. My bad, you guys. Okay, there it is. I know I was just tripping. Give me 1 second, you guys. My phone fell. All right. There we go. Got it. So, yeah, again, you go into the bye week at this point. You can go into the bye week 3-1. You can go into the bye week 2-2. You can go into the bye week 1-3. That's the situation you don't want. I feel like they should have started off strong, if I'm being honest with you. The Nye Prince says 1 quarter at a time is the most optimistic I'm staying. You know what, bro? I feel you on that 100%. I can't even lie to you. That's kind of where I'm at, man. 1 quarter at a time, 1 possession at a time. This team hasn't earned the right for me to be able to walk away from the TV and say, oh, okay, they'll be all right. They haven't earned that right. This team is running into a buzzsaw right now. Will the New Orleans Saints keep up their momentum? Or will they go cold all of a sudden? Will the Philadelphia Eagles all of a sudden explode and have a great game of defense, put up 30 plus points and win the game in New Orleans? There's so many things that can happen in the football game. As Blunt says, Tone, you asked me at the beginning of the year how I felt about this team. I said I was excited about the offense, but we will be as good as Carter and Davis. That's a fact. You said that. And I think you're absolutely right, man. When you look at this Philadelphia Eagles team, you say to yourself, okay, offense, you got the weapons. At some point, that's going to click, right? But then on defense, you got some new pieces. You got some old pieces, whatever it may be. And you got some young pieces who are really, really talented. I think when you look at that Eagles defense, you say to yourself, okay, I see talent. I see that they have a leg to stand on, but they got to put it together. And if you can't put it together, you're going to have some issues, right? You, in theory, at the very least, should go into your bye week 3-1. We expected you to, honestly, I expected the Eagles to go into the bye week 4-0. That Atlanta Falcons loss took me for a loop. So that kind of throws off the plans a little bit, but you take this one game at a time, and if you can find a way, and again, find a way is the biggest thing, right? If you can find a way to get pressure on Derek Carr, that can extend your life in this game. But if I know better, I know that the Saints are going to test the Eagles defensively. They're going to test them. They're going to test them with the running game. Ace Boogie says, appreciate the shout out, my guy. This is my second live I've caught. You have good content. Thank you. I appreciate that, man. Thank you for the love. Denied Prince says, Tone, how you, my guy? Big day tomorrow. High hopes. Yeah, man. High hopes for sure. It is a big day tomorrow. Big day, big day. Joshua Mullen says, injury report. I'm glad you brought that up, Joshua. Let's get into it. So, as it pertains to the Philadelphia Eagles side of things, when it comes to the injury report, A.J. Brown has currently been ruled out for the second straight game with a hamstring injury. So A.J. Brown will not play against the New Orleans Saints. That's a big loss. He is a huge part of the offense, and that's something you don't want. But now your second straight week of not having him, you gotta come up with a better game plan without him. You gotta find a way to still be explosive without him. You gotta get creative. And then beyond him, you have C.J. Gardner-Johnson, who hasn't practiced over the past couple of days. He's dealing with some sort of foot injury, and now he's currently questionable to play in a game. So if C.J. didn't practice yesterday or the day before, right, if he doesn't practice today, he's not playing. So there's a chance you could be without A.J. Brown and C.J. Gardner-Johnson, two of your leaders on both sides of the ball. That's not a situation you want to be in at all, right? Losing CJ, GJ in this capacity right now, when your defense is still trying to figure out who they are. The injury bug is starting to hit the Philadelphia Eagles early, especially on key players. And then Johnny Wilson, he's been practicing all week. So far, so good. He's healthy, and he should be active to play in this upcoming game. So the Eagles got some issues right now. They got some issues. You're missing A.J. Brown. But at the same time, I still feel like that offense should still have some level of explosivity. Still, if you're creative enough, you can get those guys going. Devontae Smith, Dallas Goedert, Saquon Barkley. I don't understand why this offense refuses to get Dallas Goedert involved. I don't understand it. That's something that I still can't wrap my mind around. Wrap my mind around. It doesn't make too much sense to me. You look at Dallas Goedert and you say to yourself, okay, this brother is a mismatch. He's a wrecking ball. You got to do a better job getting him involved. He's your second in terms of creating mismatches. He may be your second or third best player in that regard. A.J. Brown is number one, obviously. And then you can argue between Dallas Goedert and Saquon Barkley about who can create the most mismatches. You can argue about that. But you got to do a better job of getting Dallas Goedert involved. I'm a firm believer when the Philadelphia Eagles are able to get Dallas Goedert involved in this offense, when Dallas Goedert is eating, I think the Philadelphia Eagles offense is truly unstoppable. They don't do a well enough job of getting that man involved. If Dallas Goedert is killing, it opens up things tremendously for Devontae Smith. Even A.J. Brown, when he's healthy, right? It opens up things for the running game. Dallas Goedert, I feel like he has always been the X factor of this offense. A.J. Brown is going to do A.J. Brown things. Devontae Smith is going to do Devontae Smith things. I expect Saquon Barkley to be good. But I personally feel Dallas Goedert is the X factor. When he is eating, the Eagles' defense is unbeatable. You can't guard him. You can't defend him. I can always visualize when Dallas Goedert is going off, the Eagles offense just looks more fluid. That's my opinion, though. I know some people may feel A.J. Brown is the X factor, or Saquon Barkley is the X factor, or the quarterback should be the X factor, right? I always exclude the quarterbacks in that conversation because the quarterback is touching the ball on every play. He's the main factor. He's not just the X factor. He's the alphabet factor. He's the A, B, C, D, E, F, G, everything factor. But Dallas Goedert, I look at that brother. When he's on, he is on. And you got to feed him. Kellen Moore, you got to do a better job of getting him involved. I don't know what's going on. This is the second OC in a row who's struggling to get that tight end involved. I don't understand it. Is there a chemistry issue between him and Jalen Hurts? I don't know. But I feel like you got to do a better job of getting Dallas Goedert involved. Period. My man S. Blunt says, I feel A.J. Brown is our best offensive player. He is. I didn't say he wasn't. You got to hear me. He is. Just because you're the X factor doesn't mean you're the best player. That's my mindset, right? The X factor, being the best player doesn't necessarily mean you're the X factor, in my humble opinion. The X factor can open things up for you in a way that maybe your best player can't. Your best player is going to do best player things. He's going to always do what he does, right? But what takes the Eagles over the top? What can really swing the pendulum for the Philadelphia Eagles offense, right? Because they always say the Eagles are too A.J. Brown centric. They always say that. So they expect A.J. Brown to get his numbers no matter what's going on. But Dallas Goedert, I feel like Dallas Goedert is the one that can really swing the pendulum for this offense. I feel like Dallas Goedert is the difference between this offense being great or just being just great versus elite. I think that. It's just me. So, yeah, again, the injury report, A.J. Brown is ruled out for this game. A.J. Brown is out for this game. C.J. Gardner-Johnson hasn't practiced over the past couple of days with a foot injury, so he's questionable to play. And Johnny Wilson is healthy, and he should be active to play. He should be. As Blunt says, can I ask a question? When has Dallas Goedert shown he's the X factor? Well, here's my point. We say all the time, get Dallas Goedert involved. When he's touching the ball, the offense is that much better. I look at Dallas Goedert as the X factor because again, you're saying what has he done to make me believe that, right? Maybe he hasn't done enough to make me believe that. Maybe he hasn't done enough. Maybe and I'm going to get to the super chats, by the way. I didn't forget. Maybe it's wishful thinking. Maybe I'm hanging my hat on a branch that's not really there. But I know what A.J. Brown's going to do. We've seen this offense where A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith, and those guys are on, right? But we always say to ourselves, damn, Dallas Goedert, where is he? Where is he? He's going to take this offense over the top. Because we know what Smitty's going to do. We know what A.J. is going to do. We know that. We need Dallas Goedert to add his sauce or add his ingredient to the gumbo. We need that. We need that. That's a fact. I'm not going to dismiss Dallas Goedert, even though I know he's been dealing with injuries over the past couple seasons, ended his season, making his seasons pretty short, not really being a main factor. But we always say to ourselves, damn, where's the tight end at? Where's Dallas Goedert? You got to do a better job of getting the ball, period. So whether we agree or disagree, he's the X factor or not, he has to touch the ball. They got to do a better job. They got to do a better job of getting the ball in his hands. Simple as that. Simple as that. Whether we agree or disagree if he's the X factor or not. He got to touch the rock, and he got to get going, period. Let me get to the super chats real quick. My man Michael Morgan with the $1.99 super chat. Thank you, Michael. He says, Saints fan here, just enjoying the show. Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you. I appreciate the love. Thank you. Samir and Abtawi, thank you for the $1.99 super chat. Means a lot to me. Thank you. Thank you. All right. So, yeah. As disappointing as the week 2 loss was, the Philadelphia Eagles have to turn the page. Otherwise, the Saints will make them pay. And this Saints offense is explosive, especially when you throw in guys like Alvin Kamara, Chris Olave, Rashid Shaheed, and they got Derek Carr quarterbacking, right? And we know last year their offense was a struggle. This year it doesn't look like a struggle at all. They got a new OC. They have is it Gary they have Kubiak's son. They have one of the Kubiaks calling offense for him. He's doing a great job so far through 2 weeks. They're really leaning hard on their run game, creating so many opportunities for themselves with the play action. It's kind of hard to defend that team when you got Alvin Kamara running at you. Then you got Rashid Shaheed and Chris Olave who can take the top off of your defense pretty quickly. So it's going to be a tough matchup nonetheless. Taking it a step further, their defense hasn't allowed 20 points or more in a game over the first 2 weeks of the season. So far, their defense is holding opponents' offenses to under 300 yards of total offense, and they're averaging 14.5 points per game given up on defense. So their defense so far is doing very well. So far, they're doing very well, but it also makes it very easy when the defense is staying on the field for as long as they are, controlling time of possession, putting points up, making it easy for that defense to pin their ears back, right? That's how the Eagles, or that's how the Saints defense has really been benefiting. That Saints offense has been putting up so much points. They've been getting up. They've been getting up early so fast on teams that defense has been able to pin their ears back and kind of play free. So I say that to say, if the Eagles can keep this game tight through them first 3, going into the third and fourth quarter, I think this is going to put the Saints in territory that they haven't been in over the past couple weeks, and you may catch them slipping. You may force them into an error or a mistake. But their offense, again, very efficient overall, but they're even more efficient on third down. They're converting third downs at a 57% clip. They're averaging 185 rushing yards per game through 2 games. They're averaging almost 5 yards a carry through 2 games. The quarterback has only been sacked twice on the season so far. They're just a well-oiled machine right now. And that's the kind of thing you don't want to run into when you're coming off of a loss the way the Eagles are in that Atlanta game. That's the kind of loss that can really leave you soul-searching a bit. So you're in a situation where you could potentially be running into a buzzsaw. You could be running into a team that's so hot right now, and you're just ice cold. Again, this is going to be a tough game for the Eagles. You want to go into a game like this 2-0 at the very least, but that opportunity is gone. That opportunity is very much gone. James Jones says the NFC South got something cooking. We all better be prepared. Yeah, the Buccaneers are looking pretty decent. Saints obviously look very good. Atlanta's 1-1. The Panthers are the only team that's pretty much been the disappointment that we expected. And I really don't like what they've done with the whole Bryce Young situation. I think that thing is a car crash that we've been watching over the past year and a half. I do not like how they've handled the Bryce Young situation at all. You've given that man nothing to work with offensively, defensively. He has no running back he can trust. He has no tight end he can trust. The only receiver he has really is an aging Adam Thielen. Everybody else is unproven. The offensive line is awful. Bryce Young is in a situation where he can't benefit, but all of a sudden he's the problem. You bench him and you think Andy Dalton's going to do something different. We'll see. We'll see. They didn't do a good enough job with that young man. Geeky PJ, he says the Saints and Buccaneers are tough teams for the Eagles to beat. You know what's funny, man? We split last year with the Buccaneers. We beat them in week 3 or week 4. Then we lost them in the playoffs, and we also lost to them twice that one year in 2021. So yeah, the Buccaneers are an annoying team right now. They're very annoying. And the Saints. I feel like we've always struggled against the Saints. Demond, he says, I tried White at outside linebacker, rushing on Carter's side, or let Dean and White play linebacker and rush with Bond. Demond, I'm so glad you said that. We're gonna get into that at some point in the show for sure, as far as how things need to get shaken up on defense. Because I think the Eagles offense, I feel like they're gonna figure things out. That defense, they need to shake things up. After what I saw in that Atlanta game, they got to shake things up on that D line. You know, from a pass rushing perspective, from a run defense perspective, they got to do something. And as of right now, Bryce Huff is looking like the biggest liability on the field. Him and Josh Sweat, they're looking like the biggest liabilities on the football field. James Jones said Clint got something cooking. Yeah, it's Clint Kubiak, right? Yep. Thank you, Kyle. I appreciate it. Clint Kubiak. Yeah, Clint Kubiak. Yeah, he's doing a great job with that team. He's doing a great job getting the running game going. Their offensive line has been blocking well. Derek Carr is running the offense like clockwork. Rashid Shaheed and Chris Olave look explosive, especially Rashid Shaheed, man. James Jones said the Saints put up 90-plus points in 2 games. Yeah, that's pretty spooky. That's pretty spooky. I think it's to be exact. Let me make sure I got this right. Yeah, yep, they put up 91 points through 2 games. Yeah. Yeah, man, that's a situation. That's a team you don't want to face right now. Joshua Mullen says Goddard's yak yards is his strong point. Exactly. And that's my thing, right? Goddard just has so much boom potential in his game. Devontae says Jalen needs to find Goddard and Dotson more. Yeah, I agree. You got to do a better job of getting Jahan Dotson involved. This would be his 3rd game. The 2nd week with him having a larger role with AJ Brown not being here. You got to get Dotson involved. You have to have him touch the rock early. Get the ball in your playmakers' hands early. But if I'm the Eagles, I want to shorten this game. I want to limit the amount of possessions the Saints have. That's what I want to do in this game. If I'm the Eagles, I want to do everything I can. If I'm Kellen Moore, I want to limit the amount of possessions that the Saints have. I don't want them being able to get off and be explosive. I want to speed that clock up, and I want to get my running game going, be physical in the trenches, create opportunities in the play action, just keep them off balance. If I'm the Saints, that's what I'm doing. I mean, if I'm the Eagles, that's what I'm doing. I got to find a way to keep this game manageable because they've been firing on all cylinders, right? That's not to say the Eagles can't put up 30 points because they can. But it's just one of those situations where the Saints are so hot right now. They're flowing on all cylinders. You got to do whatever you can to limit their possessions. So, yeah, right? Saints averaging 185 rush yards per game on 5 yards per carry through 2 games. They're very efficient on 3rd down offensively. They're converting their 3rd downs at a 57% conversion rate. The Eagles, on the other hand, although their offense has been top 10 in many categories, the Eagles' offense has been productive over the past couple weeks, believe it or not. They put up points. They're top 10 in points, yards. They're doing very well against the blitz. The run game has been pretty solid. It's been pretty effective. They got to protect the football, obviously, but the defense has been the issue over the past couple weeks, right? The defense has made life difficult for the offense in certain respects, but they've also saved the offense, right? Week 1 was the defense bailing out the offense, and week 2, the defense kind of bailed out the offense again, but the offense didn't take advantage of it, and they put them in a bad situation. But overall, the Eagles have a problem. The 2 biggest issues on the defense for the Eagles, and we all know it, they can't stop the run and they can't rush the passer. That is a situation, that is a position you do not want to be in. You can't rush the passer. You can't get to the quarterback. No sacks, no quarterback hits, no nothing. You can't stop the run, right? Bijan Robinson averaging almost 7 yards, 8 yards of carry on you. Josh Jacobs averaging 5 yards of carry on you. Not a good look. They even had Emmanuel Wilson and Algier, the Falcons running back, looking pretty good. So Jalen Carter, Jordan Davis, what's the verdict? Are we going to step up or are we going to continue to get pushed around? Bryce, Huff, and Josh Sweat, where have y'all been in run defense? Y'all have not been able to keep contained. They're double teaming Jordan Davis. They're double teaming Jalen Carter. They got to hold the edge. They can't get pushed off the ball. King George, he says, I'm tired of hearing about the damn Saints, bro. These dudes do not scare me. We need to go in there and show them who's the real big dog. I'm glad you said that, King George, because of what the Saints have been doing the past couple weeks, it's very easy to say, oh, well, that's a loss, or the Eagles running up against a team that's just better than them right now. And you can make a case for that. But at the same time, those Philadelphia Eagles, those players can't go into that game pussyfooting. They can't go in that game soft because the Saints is going to test them. Whether we like it or not, the Saints is going to test their gangster. The Saints is going to say, okay, y'all can't stop the run. We're going to find out if that's true or not. We're going to find out if y'all fixed our issues. And that begs the question, can the Philadelphia Eagles do enough between then and now to fix their issues? The game is tomorrow. Have the Philadelphia Eagles done enough to change their issues? You see, stopping the run, in my opinion, is about 1-2, right? Stopping the run is all about desire. It's all about a mentality, in my opinion. You got to earn the right to rush the passer. You don't get that right off day one. You got to earn that right. You got to win first down. You got to win second down. And that's something the Philadelphia Eagles defense has not been doing well. They have not been winning first down as a defense. They have not been winning second down as a defense. They have not. They have not put defenses or offenses, rather, in enough second and long or third and long situations. The Saints are going to do everything possible to keep it at second and short, third and short. And that's how we're going to know if the Philadelphia Eagles have a chance or not. If we regularly see the Saints in second and short or third and short, this game is finito. But King George, I understand your perspective, bro. At the end of the day, anybody can get it. And I want to smoke with everybody, bro. The last thing I want to come across is that I'm nervous about this team. I'm just trying to acknowledge what I know about the Eagles. But at the same time, when that game starts, it's time to put your helmet on. It's time to knock some heads off, straight like that. You go to war regardless of who with you. You go to war regardless of the circumstance. Sometimes they may got more bodies than you. Sometimes they may got more bullets than you. Sometimes the gun may be bigger. But guess what? At the end of the day, who gonna be standing in the end? You don't know that. We don't know. So, King George, I feel you on that. I feel you. I feel your mentality. I feel your mindset. Anybody can get touched in this league. Anybody can get humbled in this league. We know that firsthand. So, can the Philadelphia Eagles humble the New Orleans Saints? That's the biggest question. Can that run defense step up? Can they step up long enough to discourage the Saints from relying on their run game? Can they get to the quarterback? So far through 2 weeks, they haven't been able to prove that. But can they prove that in this game? We'll find out. We're sure going to find out. D Nasty says, I'm the guy from last week that you told me that the Falcons didn't have a chance. I never said that. What are you talking about? I never said that. I never said that. I don't even talk like that. y'all be getting the chat misconstrued what I'm saying. I never said that. Unless you're talking to somebody else. But it can't be me. Because I don't even talk like that. D Nasty says, told you the Falcons were turning around against the Eagles. Told you I saw looking past. Who you talking to? You talking to them? Or you talking to me? Because I don't look past nobody. Anybody that watches this show know how we do business here. I'm a very fair-minded individual. And I don't look past nobody. But I do look at everybody as food. I look at everybody. I look at everybody as an opponent I gotta respect. So I don't know what you're talking about, bro. I don't know what you're talking about, and I don't run from no smoke. So you got to prove that to me. Damon says Slade might need to sit the bench for Rodgers on Olave. Oh, don't do that, man. Don't put Slade on the bench already, man. Don't put him on the bench already. Y'all crazy. King George says, with that being said, I can't remember the last time we've beaten the Saints at their place. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's going to be that's the part I'm talking about, right? It's one thing to have to play them, right? You got to play them. You got to play them in their home arena. That's going to be the hard part. It's so loud in the dome. It's ridiculous. It's so loud. Savvy B says Tone may respect the opponents, but it doesn't feel like Fangio does. I think Fangio has a style of defense he plays, and some may look at it as disrespect, but I think he has a style he plays with. As Blunt says, we have to shorten the game. A shootout won't work. Yeah, man. I think they got to do a good job at like you said, shortening the game, getting the running game involved, limiting their possessions. They kind of need to do what the Falcons did to us. Let's see where we at. James Jones says Tone does respect all teams. He sleeps on no one. I know. That's what I'm saying. Like, you got to be careful. You got to be careful when new people find your show, right? Because they think they know you after watching 15, 20 minutes, and they don't realize the equity you've built up with your community, right? When I talk about the game, I'm very respectful of player and teams that I face. But I also approach every game with confidence and vigor and passion. So don't confuse my passion. Don't confuse my confidence with me being dismissive of the opponent. Every opponent that the Eagles have faced, as long as I've been doing this content game, I acknowledge strengths, I acknowledge weaknesses, I acknowledge shortcomings, advantages, disadvantages. I acknowledge where the Philadelphia Eagles do not hold water. I acknowledge where the opponents don't hold water, whatever it may be. I am very fair-minded with the opponent, but don't get it twisted. Just because I'm fair-minded and just because I respect the opponent, that don't mean I won't get into a fight. That don't mean I won't get into a dust-up. You feel what I'm saying? I can respect everybody, but don't think these hands work too. So all I'm trying to say is that regardless of who I give respect to, I also think they can get punched in the mouth. And that go for the Eagles as well. Just how I've realized that the Eagles can deliver the punishment, the Eagles can take punishment too. But anyway, nonetheless, let me see some of your comments real quick. Let me see where we are here. Philly 007 says the Eagles should have stayed at a 3-4 defense. Chaotic Green says teams run straight at Maddox. He got to sit. Slay is cool. Yo, that's a fact. They run right at Maddox. And 2 straight weeks they started Maddox at the nickel. At some point, you got to get Cooper out there, man. I'm sorry. Let me see here. Chaotic Green also says we got to switch out the slot corner. Got to get DeJean out there or Q some work. Bro, at this point, man, I'm so desperate to shake this defense up because I don't want them to think this shit is cool, right? If I'm Vic Fangio, I don't want these guys thinking everything is okay as it is. That's just my opinion, right? If I'm Vic Fangio, I got to do everything possible to shake this defense up and make it clear that what we've been doing has not been working. So if that means moving Quinion back to the slot and then putting Isaiah Rodgers on the outside, or if that means keeping Quinion on the outside, but you take out Maddox and you put in DeJean, whatever it may be, you got to shake it. You got to shake it up. You got to shake it up. Because as of right now, the Eagles, you've invested a lot on the defensive side. And it's time for guys to start living up to expectations. And it starts with the defensive line. Because right now, the Eagles arguably have the worst run defense in the NFL. They can't rush the passer. And as of right now, that sounds like the perfect disaster. That sounds like the perfect cocktail for them to lose this game. They've gotten almost nothing from Bryce Huff, Josh Sweat, Jalen Carter and Davis are struggling to stop the run on the interior. Nolan Smith has been a non-factor. And believe it or not, honestly, believe it or not, I don't have too many bad things to say about the DBs or the linebacker play, if I'm being honest. I know I feel like there are issues start in the trenches. Because I feel like through all the issues in the trenches, the DBs and the linebackers, I feel like they've been pretty solid. They've been all right. But if the D line actually gets some pressure and stop letting quarterbacks have an hour and some change to make a decision, then maybe them linebackers or DBs will look even better. I look at that defense and I see D line play being the sole problem. But if anything, if I had to criticize the DBs and the linebackers for anything, tackling could be improved on the back end. And I think maybe Fangio needs to get creative and blitz some guys and just shake things up. I'm not saying blitz 6 guys or whatever, but send an extra guy, do anything, do something to generate a pass rush. Do anything. If I'm Big Fangio, I'm asking myself, what can I do to shake this defense up? What can I do to generate a pass rush or improve the run defense? What can I do? So I say that to say, if I'm him, I'm shaking up the depth chart. Some of y'all already mentioned moving Quinyon back to the slot, getting Isaiah Rodgers back on the outside, right? I would start off with getting Devin White back on that field. You got to get Devin White on the football field. I would love to see Devin White and Nakobe Dean playing next to each other. And then I would move Zach Bond to the edge. He comes with a lot of athleticism. He's shown he can rush the passer and get to the quarterback. I'm moving Zach Bond to the edge, and I'm taking snaps away from Bryce Huff. Hell, look, I know he's a rookie, but I need to get Jalen Hurts out there too. Josh Sweat not showing me nothing. Nothing. You gotta do something to shake this up. You have to. You're dead last in the league in defending the run. You can't get to the quarterback. Your defensive line has gotten no sacks except for Milton Williams. They've gotten no pressures. They got to do a better job. They got to get creative. You got to generate a pass rush in unique ways. Send the corner. Send the safety. Do something to shake it up. Do something to create chaos. What they're doing right now is not working. I want to see what Jalen Hurts could do. I want to see what Devin White can do. Move Zach Bond to that edge to try to get some pass rush because Bryce Huff damn sure ain't getting it to you or giving it to you. Give Jalen Hurts some snaps from Josh Sweat. Do something. Do something. Maybe get Milton Williams some more snaps, right? Do something. Matter of fact, you know who's been looking all right? Thomas Booker. Thomas Booker has been looking pretty good in run defense. Did y'all know in that Falcons game, Thomas Booker, I think he only played like 9 or 10 snaps, but he had more tackles than Bryce Huff and all those guys? How? How does that make sense? Let me make sure I got this right here. Let me make sure I got this right. So Thomas Booker had 3 tackles, 2 tackles for loss. How did Thomas Booker have more tackles for loss than Jordan Davis and Jalen Carter? How did Thomas Booker have the same amount of tackles as Jordan Davis and Jalen Carter combined? Bryce Huff had no tackles in the last game. None. What was he doing? What was he doing? As Blunt says, Carter only has 1 tackle. He's supposed to be our star on the front. Focus, young man. Yo, facts. Facts. You're supposed to be the star. You're supposed to be the star. Listen, you guys, let me get to the super chat real quick, and then we're going to take a quick break. We'll be back in a minute. Let me read this super chat. We're going to take a quick break, you guys. G Dragon 486 with the $2 super chat. He says too soon to say Nowhere Smith is a bust, right? Man, he's in year 2. By definition, it's too early to call him a bust. But I don't know, man. I don't know. I'm gonna come back to this, G Dragon. I'm gonna come back to this. But in the meantime, you guys, we are going to take a quick commercial break. We're going to hear a word from our main sponsor, SeatGeek. I really do appreciate the love. I appreciate the support. Make sure you guys smash that like button. Make sure you guys are subscribed. Please do not go anywhere. We're coming right back. Be right back in a minute. What's good, sports fans? Are you ready to elevate your live entertainment experience? Well, let me introduce you to SeatGeek, an amazing platform that connects you to your favorite events while saving you money. With SeatGeek, you can easily find tickets for sports games, concerts, and so much more, all in one place. The interface is user-friendly, making it simple to browse and compare prices. And one of the best features is the interactive seating chart. You can see exactly where you'll be sitting and how much you'll be spending, ensuring you get the best value for your money. But here's the best part. Check this out. By using my promo code, ChalkItUpSports, you can enjoy a one-time $20 discount on your first SeatGeek order. That's right, $20 off your first SeatGeek order. Imagine catching that thrilling game or concert without breaking the bank. It's a win-win situation. Plus, you'll be a part of a community of fans who eat, sleep, and breathe live events just as much as you do. So what are you waiting for? Click the link in the description to download the SeatGeek app today. And don't forget to use my promo code ChalkItUpSports for a one-time $20 discount on your first SeatGeek order. Get excited. Now let's get back to the show. All right. Thank you guys for being patient. I appreciate you. Make sure you smash that like button. Make sure you guys are subscribed to the show. It means a lot to me. Thank you guys so much for watching the show during the live stream. I appreciate you guys for watching the show after the fact. Make sure you guys smash that like button. We got over 80 people on the live stream. We only got 42 likes. Something not adding up. The math not mathing. So make sure you guys smash that like button. It means a lot to me. Goes a long way. Thank you. All right. But G Dragon had a super chat here from earlier that I wanted to tap into. He says, nowhere Smith is a bust, right? Is it too soon? By definition, it is too soon to call him a bust. He hasn't even been through year 3 yet. I feel like you don't start getting into bust territory until the rookie contract is done, right? Once you get towards the end of the rookie contract, you decide whether or not, okay, was this player a bust or not? And sometimes it can be situations. Sometimes players come along when they get into a different organization. You never know. And I'm not saying Nolan Smith needs to go somewhere else, but I'm just saying, as of right now, I can't call Nolan Smith a bust. But on top of that, he has not shown that he's a first-round pick. He's not shown an ability to be dominant at any point. Thank you for the super chat, by the way. Big Chris says, Bryce, Huff, and Nolan Smith are undersized. I agree. They are. Elsa Chin says this defensive scheme sucks. Only delusional fans think it's all on the players. No, this scheme is predicated a lot on communication. It's a bend but don't break all defense. It's not just on players for this defensive scheme to work. You know, don't get me wrong. It's not only on them. It's a combination. But this defense is so complicated because it relies so much on communication on the back end. It leaves a lot of room for mistakes to be made, especially in crucial downs. S. Blunt with the $1.99 super chat. Thank you, my friend. He says, Fangio, where are the exotic D-line stunts? Yeah, we haven't seen anything remotely unique on defense. It seems like these guys been rushing the pass or street, just going north-south. I haven't seen anything exotic. I haven't seen anything creative, to generate pressure. Savvy B says Jordan Davis is closer to being a bust than Nolan Smith, in my opinion. But I would start splitting Nolan's time with Hunt a little bit. Yeah. From a timeline perspective, by definition, Jordan Davis is closer to being defined as a bust than Nolan Smith is because of where they are in their careers. I'm not ready to call either player a bust, by the way. Just want to make that clear also. I'm not quite there yet. I'm not quite there yet at all. All right. Let's see here. Philly for Life says, what up, Tone? Pray you're having a blessed day so far. Not going to lie. I'm worried about this game tomorrow. Defense got to wake up and get this pass rush going, man. We look suspect. You're right. You're right. I can't make it up. We got 2 games. We got a 2-game sample size of what this defense looks like. And as of right now, the only redeeming quality about this defense is the red zone defense. That's the only redeeming quality about them right now. The Eagles defense has been very, very strong in the red zone. They've been able to do a good job at keeping points off the board. They held the Atlanta Falcons to 22 points. Not bad for a defense that's, not bad for a defense that's still that's a work in progress. They held the Packers to 29 points, where that could have been way worse. Not bad for a defense that's still a work in progress, right? So you still say to yourself, though, regardless of the strides they've made in various aspects, you cannot be as bad as you are on the defensive line. You cannot be this bad in terms of defending the run. This is bottom tier defense shit. Big Chris says blitz a linebacker or a corner every now and again. Damn. Facts. You got to get creative. If your defensive line is struggling to generate a pass rush, get creative. You got to do something. You got to do something to send an extra body to, to muck it up a little bit. Big Chris, I feel you on that 100%. 100%. 100%. All right, let me continue with the topics I have here. So yeah, right. If I'm Vic Fangio, I have to do something to shake this up. I have to do something to shake up my defensive rotation, my defensive line. I gotta get some explosiveness on the football field. So I would put Devin White next to Nakobe Dean. I would move Zach Bond down on the edge. I'm taking snaps away from Bryce Huff. I got to get Jalen Hurts on that field too, because Josh Sweat not showing me nothing, nor is Nolan Smith. I got to do something to shake this shit up. 2 weeks in a row, terrible in run defense, terrible at getting to the quarterback. I got to shake this up somehow. I got to wake y'all up in any way I can. If that means taking snaps away, if that means benching somebody, whatever. I gotta wake y'all motherfuckers up. Cause y'all sleepwalking in the trenches. And here's the thing. Vic Fangio strikes me as the kind of guy that's an equal opportunist. Meaning that if you're not getting the job done, I'm going to put somebody out there that will. I'm going to give everybody a fair chance to prove to me that they can do their job. If you're not doing your job, I'm giving the next guy a shot. Maybe he can do the job. He strikes me as an equal opportunist. But at the same time, when you paying Bryce Huff $17 million a year, you guaranteed him $34 million. The whole contract is $51 million over the next 3 years. When you paying a guy that kind of money, you want to see him win. You want to get him on the football field. When you got a guy like Josh Sweat that you're paying what you're paying him, and he's in a contract year, and he's supposed to be your most talented guy, you got to do something. You got to do something. You got to get something out of him. You want him on the football field, right? Jordan Davis, you drafted him in the first round. You want him on the football field, but if he's getting outplayed by Thomas Booker, then what can you do? What can you say? If Bryce Huff is getting outplayed by Zach Bond, what can I say about that? If Jalen Hurts can come in and outplay Josh Sweat, I mean, I don't know how likely that is, but what do I do? What do I do? They are so bad that if Vic Fangio did anything to shake that defensive line up, I'd be okay with it. That's how bad they've been on the defensive line. Big Chris says I'd move Huff and Sweat for Hassan Reddick. I know a lot of y'all talking about Hassan Reddick coming back. I don't know. I just don't know how likely that is. Joshua Mullen says this defense is designed to not give up the big play, but against the Falcons, we gave up multiple big plays. Facts. And it started in the run game. Derek Ranson, he says, and when y'all blitz, that's how that deep over the middle got caught for that touchdown. Yeah, but I feel like it was more than just that, too. I feel like it was more than just that, Derek. I know what you're talking about, though, but I feel like it was more than just that. Let's see here. Big Chris says he's not coming back after how we did him. As Blunt says, not happening. Reddick's not coming back. Yeah, I don't think he's coming back, bro. Like, I think people need to – I think that ship is sailed. Elsa Chin says these are things we fans must observe and know it's deeper. Why are we not winning games? You got to ask yourself, man, why has this defense been this bad over the past couple of years? What's going on? You got to ask yourself. Big Chris says Huff should be benched. After these first 2 weeks, I bench his ass too. As Blunt says, Booker, Milton need to take minutes. BG is out. BG is our best run-stopping defensive end. Yeah, man, he is. Gatekeeper Coley, he says defense should have never been back on the field. They made the stop necessary to seal that game. 100%. 100%. We would be talking about this defense a whole nother way if that offense did their job. A lot of people don't want to talk about that, Gatekeeper Coley, how the defense had got that big stop and how the offense let them down. How the offense put them in a bad situation. People don't want to talk about it from that perspective, though, for some reason. That defense should have never been on the football field. Never. Big Hurt Season 24 says, I thought we would be getting more from Vic, not going to lie. What was all this hype about? What was all this hype about and us wanting to have him so bad? You know what's so funny? The whole Vic Fangio thing started about 2 years ago. And me personally, I never really understood it at the time. But when you sign him, you ask yourself and you tell yourself, okay, this defense has to be better. He has a ton of experience. That's something you want in the building, right? That's something we lacked. So in theory, you would like to think that he will help you going forward. But so far, this defense, especially on the D-line, they haven't done well. All right, let's see where we are here. Thank y'all again for your super chats. I really do appreciate that. As Blunt says, Barkley's drop was huge, facts, but that offense controlled the game with time of possession. Listen, man, you know, the game went how it went. Barkley got to catch that ball. That defense was struggling all day. And that defense finally gets you a huge stop when it mattered most, and the offense didn't help them. That's what it come down to. You know, sometimes the game goes how it goes. But when your defense gets that stop that you needed, you got to take advantage. You got to take advantage, man. I'm sorry. Like I put so much of that game on that offense, man. I just can't. You can't do that. You can't do that. When your defense is struggling all day and they finally get that stop, they finally help you out. You got to take advantage. You got to take advantage. Philly Entertainment says, are we really going to bench a $17 million edge rusher? How we got some explaining to do. That's another reason why I don't think they will bench him. I think if anything, they will lessen his snaps, but I don't think they bench him. You paying him too much money. He gonna play. He's gonna play in some shit, way or form. Donald Rome, what's going on, big dog? He says, hey, Tone, if you can get Gate City on your show, he can explain what the defense has been doing and what happened against Atlanta and what Fangio will do. His explanations on the run game and big plays. Yeah, I love Gate City. I had him on before the season started. I'm definitely going to bring him on. I'm going to reach out to him next week. I'm glad you brought that up, Donald Rome. You know, when the people ask, I want to make sure I deliver. I'm going to reach out to Gate City for next week and get him on and pick his brain about these Philadelphia Eagles over the past 3 weeks. I think that's going to be a good point to catch up with Gate City. Gate City is my man. And last time I had him on, you guys really loved that. You guys really dove deep into that content. That went a long way. That show went really well. A lot of people watched that. So I'm going to tap in with Gate City over the course of the weekend, and I'm going to try to get him on the show sometime this week, because Gate City is great at what he does, and you guys really enjoyed that last time. So, and I enjoyed it as well. Shizzo Flex with the $4.99 super chat. Thank you, Shiz. He says, watch the all 22 last night. That D-line is an embarrassment. Jalen Hurts is concerning me. He's missing easy layups, pitch and catch. It sucks, man. Yeah, man, I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's going on at all, man. You gotta take what's there. You gotta take what's there, and the defense got to do a better job at taking what's there as well. Thank you, Shizzo, for your super chat, brother. Kyle Kokorski says, Tone, 2 edge rushers I would trade for are Jalen Phillips and Kwity Paye. Oh, yeah, doesn't Kwity Paye, wasn't he drafted by the Colts? And Jalen Phillips, I think he's coming off of that ACL tear, right? So that's Jalen Phillips is the Miami Dolphins edge rusher, right? That's tough. Coming off of ACL. I think Kwity Paye, wasn't he coming off of a rookie year injury as well? I don't know. Let me double check that. Let me see. I know Kwity Paye plays for the Colts right now. So Kwity Paye, okay. Wow, he's been in the league this long? Okay, he's been healthy. Okay, so Kwity Paye had a healthy 2023 season. Wow, he had wow, Kwity Paye's been pretty good. He had 8.5 sacks last year. He had 8.5 sacks last year. He already has 1 through 2 games. He has 6 sacks in 2022, 4 sacks in 2021. Wow, Kwity Paye is getting better and better every year. He's getting better and better. Kwity Paye is good. He's solid. Kwity Paye is solid. He was drafted in the first round, right? Yep, first round, 21st overall. And the Colts still haven't picked up his. Well, I don't know if they picked it up yet, but he's going to be doing a contract. He's looking to get paid. Wow. Yeah, Kwity Paye's looking to get paid, man. He's looking to get paid big time. All right, let's see here. Chaotic Green says they ain't letting Kwity Paye go. Yeah, I agree. He's going up. He's ascending. He's getting better every year. More sacks every single year. Chaotic Green says Hurts is in a new system. Again, it takes time. Yeah, I'm not spazzing over Jalen Hurts right now. Like Jalen Hurts is the least of my problems at this point. My problems are all on the defensive side. I'm not like Jalen Hurts is not my issue right now. He's really not, personally. Donald Roan says the biggest problem is our edge rushers are not setting the edge against the run, setting up alleys for the backs on the run. Yes, Donald. You're absolutely right. You're right on. You're right on. You're right on. Elsa Chin says Jalen Hurts is not the damn problem. Every damn year, this organization forces this guy to learn a new offense. Andy Reid would never. Jalen's body language screams he's adjusting and trusting the offense. Yeah. I've been watching Fran Duffy's film breakdown, and we've been seeing improvements from Jalen Hurts going through his progressions. And he's been trying to trust the flow of the offense. And sometimes where the progressions start can prevent a guy from dumping it off to somebody that's outside of his progressions, right? So hear me out. If Jalen Hurts hikes the ball and his progressions start from left to right and somebody on his right gets open right away, you can't blame Jalen Hurts. He has to go through the progressions. That's what the play call goes for, right? Now you can nitpick and say, well, he got to have peripheral vision. It's not as easy as you make it seem, right? Not you, Elsa, but it's not easy. When your progressions start from left to right or right to left, you got to go through that, right? The best quarterbacks can miss an open guy because they're going through their progressions. You have to go through them. If your progressions are left to right and all of a sudden somebody gets wide open on your right, you may not get to him right away. You got to get through the progressions. Shiz with another $4.99 super chat. He says, everybody keeps saying Jalen Hurts is in the new system. The stuff I'm saying is basic quarterback stuff. Bailing clean pockets, not going through his reads. Watch the film, Tone. Well, I've been watching the film, and I've been watching people who I trust go over it. And I'm hearing more good than bad. So that's just that's just my perspective here. I've been looking at the film, and I've been also watching the film with people that really know the game break it down. I really watched the quarterback school. I watch a lot of Fran Duffy stuff. I watch a lot of Gate City Sports. I listen to a lot of guys I trust when it comes to the film, and I've been watching it, and I've been seeing him go through his progressions. Thank you, Shiz, and he got another super chat coming in. Thank you. He says it's on the front office. He says on the front office, then go get a coach that calls plays. Stop switching out play calls. You knew this guy is always dealing with consistent change. Hey, listen, man. Let's see where we are. Thank you again for your super chat, brother. I really do appreciate you, Shizzo. You've been donating like crazy. Thank you, brother. Stabby B with the $20 super chat. He says, it's just wild that the D-line was our bread and butter in the past, but now it's our most glaring weak spot, even worse than linebacker or DB in the first 2 weeks. It's like our defense was neutered without the edge rush. Bro, you lost Fletcher Cox and you lost Hassan Reddick in the same offseason. Not easy to bounce back from that, man. Not easy to bounce back from that. And Savvy, again, thank you so much for your super chat, brother. I really do appreciate this big donation. Thank you, brother. You know, I agree. The linebacker in the DB room has been way better than D-line. Way better. The D-line has been a massive disappointment. Joshua Moan says, Seth Joyner said on his show, Jalen put the team on his back against the Falcons. There were plenty drives I saw Jalen Hurts make it happen when nothing was there. That's why, again, Jalen Hurts is the least of my problems right now. He is. If Jalen Hurts is your main issue, you have been watching a football game. If you're watching these Eagles games and you're saying Jalen Hurts is the biggest problem, then you're not really watching. You're just focusing on the recency bias of it all. The real issue is that D-line, period. You can't stop the running. You can't get to the quarterback. As Blunt says, Jalen looks healthy this year. He does look healthy. You really saw how – listen, Jalen, you saw how explosive Jalen Hurts is when he's decisive. When he makes a decision and he decides to run, you saw how he can – he had almost 100 yards rushing. It was still delivering the ball in the air. He was taking what they gave him. As Blunt says, hit that like button, y'all. Over 110 people in here. Yeah, man. Make sure you smash that like button, y'all. We got over 100 people in the building. Smash that like button. Smash that like button. We've been live for over an hour. Big Chris says, stop the turnovers. We can't be giving the other teams gifts. I agree 100%. You got to stop the turnovers, especially in crucial spots. Philly for Life says, Hurts ain't the problem, y'all. I promise y'all this. He's doing his job better than he's even has in the past as far as being a complete quarterback and going through his reads soundly. That's what I'm saying. Like, I feel like, again, low-hanging fruit, Nick Sirianni. Low-hanging fruit, Jalen Hurts. That defensive line has been a disappointment. They have not done their jobs. They can't stop the run. They can't rush the passer. They've been a disappointment. I feel like Jalen Hurts, again, the first 2 games, 3 interceptions, not a good look. But also through the first 3 games, I think Mahomes has 3 interceptions. I think there are so many quarterbacks. Let me go through this real quick, man, because I'm not entirely sure who got what. But let me just go through this. So, as far as interceptions go, Bo Nix has 4. Anthony Richardson has 4. Jared Goff has 3. Patrick Mahomes has 3. Jalen Hurts has 3. Tua has 3. Will Levis has 3. Bryce Young has 3. Kirk Cousins has 2. Dak Prescott has 2. Deshaun Watson has 2. Sam Darnold has 2. Daniel Jones 2. Gardner Minshew 2. Caleb Williams 2. Everybody's throwing interceptions thus far. Everybody. Joe Burrow doesn't have any. Trevor Lawrence did a good job not throwing any interceptions, but they haven't won any games. Actually, who they beat last week? If they beat anybody, let me see. Oh no, they're 0-2. So, look, man, I'm not gonna trip. I don't think Jalen Hurts is your biggest issue right now. I really don't. I don't think Jalen Hurts is your biggest issue. That Atlanta Falcons game, he carried them in that game. He carried them. All right, let's see here. All right, before we get out of here, make sure you guys smash that like button. It means a lot to me. Kyle Kokorski says, Tone, the reason I mentioned Jalen Phillips is that he's entering a contract year. Knows Fangio's system, and the Dolphins are going to be a salary cap hell next year. It's a good point. It's a good point. Big Chris says the fumbles are just as bad as picks. Well, to your point, I don't put none of those fumbles on Jalen Hurts. That was a terrible snap by Cam Jurgens. That was a bad snap by Cam Jurgens. Bad snap. K.O. Green says the only fumble we lost was in week 1, and the other one don't count. Yeah, but it was a bad snap on Cam Jurgens. Pro Fan Talk, my brother, and we definitely getting together tomorrow, y'all. I'm glad y'all asked about the pregame show. Me and Coach Marcus are definitely getting together tomorrow. We just got to come up with a time. Pro Fan Talk says the only thing Hurts has to do is trust his pocket for 1 second more. I can agree with that. I can definitely agree with that. If he just stands tall for 1 second more, a split second longer, it'll open up a lot for him. But yeah, me and my man Pro Fan Talk as Blunt are definitely getting together tomorrow before the game. It's an early game too, so we're gonna have to get together early. So I'm gonna tap in with him when the show's over. All right, let's see here before I get out of here. Make sure I got to everything I wanted to get to. Excuse me, y'all. So, yes, look, the bottom line is this, man. At the end of the day, on defense, your big ticket guys got to start doing something. The guys that you've invested a lot in, they got to start doing something, right? I think the Philadelphia Eagles offense is going to put points up. I do. I think the Eagles offense is going to put points up. The question is, can the defense get stops in crucial moments? The red zone defense has been pretty good. So that's a big deal. You're keeping touchdowns off the field, but you got to do a better job at defending the run. And so far, they have not done that. And they got to prove it until further notice. And best believe the New Orleans Saints are going to test them in that regard. Your big ticket guys got to set their weight up. Jalen Carter, Jordan Davis, first round picks. You got to step your weight up. Nolan Smith is a first round pick. You got to step your weight up, big dog. Josh Sweat and Bryce Huff, right? Y'all supposed to be the starting guys on the edge. Y'all have been terrible in run defense. Y'all have been terrible in getting to the quarterback. Bryce Huff has been fighting ghost. He can't even stay upright. So again, I would love to see Vic Fangio shake things up on his defense. Get Devin White out there to try to create some chaos. You put Devin White next to Nakobe Dean. You shift Zach Baum maybe as a pass rusher on the edge. Maybe you take some snaps away from Bryce Huff. You can get Jalen Hurts on the field and take some snaps away from Josh Sweat. We know BG is the best run defender on the edge. Nolan Smith, you got to step your weight up. You got to do something to shake this up. You can't keep going into these games knowing what we know. You got to do something. Because as of right now, at the end of the day, teams are going to continue to test the Philadelphia Eagles. They're going to test them in the run game. They're going to force them to get to their quarterback. They're going to keep testing them. And if the Philadelphia Eagles continue to fail on first and second down, we're going to be in for a long season. And this game on Sunday is going to be a long one at that. And the Philadelphia Eagles are going to struggle. And it's just that simple. It starts on first down. Win first down. Win first down. Put them in second and long. Get them in third and medium. Do what you got to do to help your defense, man. Do what you got to do so you can earn the right to pass rush. Stop the damn run. And it's straight like that, you guys. I appreciate the love. I appreciate the support. Make sure you guys check out the Chalk It Up merch store. We got a lot of items on there. We got T-shirts. We got hoodies. We got sweatshirts. Make sure you guys lock in on the Chalk It Up Sports merch shop. We got the hoodies in different colorways. We got the artwork on the back and on the front. We got Chalk It Up Sports. So make sure you guys lock in on that. The sweatshirts come in 3 different colorways. We got black, green, and we got gray. The T-shirts come in 3 colorways. We got black, eucalyptus, and we got green as well. So yeah, man, I love these green colors that we got with these hoodies. It's pretty dope. I love my colorways. I know fall season is coming, so I wanted to make sure I got you guys hoodies and sweatshirts, and I wanted to give you guys some earth tones, right? Tans and greens and stuff like that, and charcoal grays and stuff like that, and blacks. So I just wanted to make sure I give you guys a variety of options in this merch shop so you can really be blessed during this fall and winter season. So I really do appreciate you guys, and I appreciate the love so much. The links are in the description. The links are also in the live chat, and the links are plastered all over the live stream and my YouTube channel. So you guys can bless yourselves and make sure you check out the Chalk It Up Sports merch shop as well. Also, as a reminder, you guys, Chalk It Up Sports is not only available on YouTube. Chalk It Up Sports is also available on Apple Podcasts, and it's available on Spotify. So you can listen to the podcast on the go. Again, maybe you can't catch me live, right? Maybe you only can catch me after the fact. Maybe you can't really listen to me in certain environments. Maybe you can't put YouTube in your pocket because you don't have YouTube Premium and it keeps pausing your video or it keeps skipping, right? We got Apple Podcasts involved, and we got Spotify involved. They blessed the kid, and they've made it possible for Chalk It Up Sports to be available on Apple Podcasts that you can listen hands-free in your pocket. You can lock your phone, and it'll play for you. And check me out on Spotify, right? You got audio on there on Spotify, and you also got video on Spotify. And those pieces of content, those live streams will be uploaded within the hour on Spotify, on Apple Podcasts, when the live stream ends, okay? So if you want to watch me live, catch me on YouTube, catch me on Facebook, catch me on Twitch. But if you want to watch me later on your own time, then check me out on YouTube, or you can check me out on Apple Podcasts or on Spotify. Wherever you get your podcasts, the content is available for you guys. and it goes a long way with me. And we are going to be starting giveaways up again next week. We're going to be starting our giveaways up. I think we're going to do a giveaway on Tuesday or Wednesday. Not entirely sure exactly what day, but we're doing a giveaway next week. So make sure you guys stay locked in on the content. Make sure you guys are subscribed to the show. If you're a new subscriber, especially, make sure you guys are locked in, and make sure you guys smash that like button. And make sure you guys also check out SeatGeek, right? Download the app. The link is in the description. Download the SeatGeek app today and use my promo code ChalkItUpSports to get $20 off your first SeatGeek order. I repeat, $20 off your first SeatGeek order. And it's straight like that, you guys. Smash that like button. Make sure you are subscribed. I'm your humble host, Tone DeShields II. And you guys have been locked in on Chalk It Up Sports, where no matter if we win or if we lose, we just got to charge it to the gang. What's good, sports fans? Are you ready to elevate your live entertainment experience? Well, let me introduce you to SeatGeek, an amazing platform that connects you to your favorite events while saving you money. With SeatGeek, you can easily find tickets for sports games, concerts, and so much more, all in one place. The interface is user-friendly, making it simple to browse and compare prices. And one of the best features is the interactive seating chart. You can see exactly where you'll be sitting and how much you'll be spending, ensuring you get the best value for your money. But here's the best part. Check this out. By using my promo code, ChalkItUpSports, you can enjoy a one-time $20 discount on your first SeatGeek order. That's right, $20 off your first SeatGeek order. Imagine catching that thrilling game or concert without breaking the bank. It's a win-win situation. Plus, you'll be a part of a community of fans who eat, sleep, and breathe live events just as much as you do. So what are you waiting for? Click the link in the description to download the SeatGeek app today. And don't forget to use my promo code ChalkItUpSports for a one-time $20 discount on your first SeatGeek order. Get excited. Now let's get back to the show.